Kei ngā kōkō muka noho tara āwhare. Kei ngā kōpuni e noho moho au nei. Ki ngā tōpito o te motu, tēnā koutou. Ki ngā mate huhua o te wā, haere koutou, haere ki te kāpuni tanga o ngā wairua ngā tūpuna. Ki Hawaii ki nui, ki Hawaii ki roa, ki Hawaii ki oki o ki tangata. Koutou ngā mate kia koutou, tahuri mai kia tātou ngā waihotanga iho. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko tō mātou manuhiri i tēnei wā, he uri o Ngāti Hau, o Ngāpuhi, o Ngāti Mahuta, Ngāti Whāwhā kia me taini. Ko ia hoki te kai whakahaere o te marae o Papakura, ko roa i e whakapau kaha ana ki ngā kaupapa whakawhanake i te hāpuri, i tēnei wā kei te mura o te ahi. E mana ki te maria o te taitonga o tāmaki, ia tātou e noho mirumiru nei. Nō reira nau mai e te matua, e tauni kake. Tēnā koe te matua.
Tēnā koe, kia ora.
Okay. Ka whio ko te pātai tuatahi, ne? Tīmata?
Right.
So, what's happening at Papakura Marae in response to the COVID-19?
Well, gee, nothing's the same as what it was before we went into COVID, into the lockdown. But I've got to say, it's been awesome that the Papakura Marae staff have reacted and have cared and have continued to love our whānau that we serve every day. So we're still running our GP clinic, we're still running our pharmacy, we're distributing food parcels to individual homes, we're distributing medication, our whānau support. We had 40 odd services before we went into COVID lockdown, and we're trying as much as possible to make sure that those services are still being delivered to our whānau. Some are via the phone, some are via face-to-face. So, but obviously these days with protective equipment. So, all our services, medication, hygiene, GP services are still running face-to-face and over the phone with our whānau. And but the biggest request we've had has been for hygiene packs and support with sanitation products and so on. So we've been fortunate enough to get 2,000 over the last week that we've delivered out to our whānau in Papakura. We just actually finished that today, and that was a massive task. So our priority have been with our kaumātua kuia, but they were the first 220 odd, and then we've just gradually gone house to house, and tomorrow we're expecting another 1,000. And then I think on the 20th of this month, another 1,000 are coming our way. So we'll get it to you. Don't come in, don't ask for a hygiene pack. We promise we're going to get it out to many of our whānau in Papakura as soon as we can. So within the next 7 days.
Tēnā koe matua. Oh, ngā mihi. How are staff coping at the moment?
Well, the first week we weren't. The first week we weren't coping. We were struggling actually. But now that we've got our good systems and processes in place, the staff, I guess, I just actually tonight just got off a Zoom call with my leadership team, and that was the first thing I asked. So how are the staff? And so they're in good spirit at the moment. We've had to adapt and introduce different ways, new systems and processes, but the staff are okay because these systems are now kicking in. We're getting used to the phone calls, we're getting used to the demand, we're getting used to working with full-on PPE gear, we're getting used to the protocols around health and safety. So, and staff health and safety first. And making sure when whānau come to present themselves to the marae, some of them we're actually asking to come in because we need to see the colour of their skin. We need to hear their breathing, and we can't always do that reliably over the phone. So, but being able to do that and knowing that the staff are supported through our management team, through myself with their care and their welfare, I think, I'd say, our staff are okay. They're okay. We're doing all right. But more importantly, our whānau are, still getting the ongoing support and services. I'll tell you something, Cassia. We love our whānau out in Papakura. We love our whānau. And, you know, we try and do as much as we can. We're not like other clinics, other practices in Papakura. I tell you that straight up now. Yeah, that's the difference. We love our whānau.
Kia ora. So how do people access your services?
So it's still the same numbers. Our clinic number 2972160. Phone up through it first. Don't come in. We'll advise you if we want you to come in. So that clinic number again, 2972160. And we will triage as much as we can over the phone. If you want pharmacy, our medication, our pharmacy is still open, and that's a separate number altogether. It's 298-6502. It's 298-6502. Jaffa and his team will still support you with his medication. So even if you can't afford them, you know, we know many of our whānau are going through some changing times. That's the last of our issues at the moment. So if you need medication prescriptions completed, ring that number 298-6502. Jaffa and our pharmacy team, we're only just pleased to serve and pleased to help. We'll worry about the financial side of it later, if at all. So I'm working on a deal with government at the moment to try and make sure that the debt that we've incurred through medication is getting wiped. So whānau, don't let that be an issue. Come in, or ring in, and we'll get your medication out to you. We'll deliver them to your whare if you're registered with our pharmacy, with our clinic. All right.
Kia ora I tēnā. That's it. Ka pai. What if you can't get to the marae to pick up your parcel and you've been asked to come in?
So we're delivering medication, we're delivering food parcels, we're delivering hygiene packs or manaki packs, eh? So we're delivering those to the homes. So if you can't get to the marae, or if you're in isolation because you have to stay in isolation, you're quarantined, we'll just talk to our whānau, our staff over the phone, and we will get a pack out to you. All right. The hygiene packs are a little bit different. We're doing every street in Papakura where we know our whānau are staying. So that's not every street in Papakura, that's every street where we know our whānau are. All right, so and make no mistake about that. We've only got 2,000. We just completed the first 2,000 today. So there's not enough to go around to every. I think there's about 6,000 to 8,000 households in Papakura. So we have to be really deliberate in where we're placing these hygiene packs. So don't ring up for one. We will come to you. All right, we will deliver to your door. What my staff are doing is we're working in our bubbles. So each bubble will be allocated a certain street, and they'll knock on the door, and then they'll move away and just say, kia ora, hygiene pack from the Papakura Marae, and then leave. All right, so yeah, whānau, if you can't get in, or actually don't come in, ring up first. We will get the hygiene packs out to you.
Kia ora mo tēnā. And so how are your whānau in the community coping with the rāhui? That's all.
Yeah, the majority of whānau are coping all right. They certainly, when we're knocking on their doors with food and with the manaki packs, with the care pack, hygiene packs, they're really appreciative. A few of our whānau got some Easter eggs as well. We've got a good supply, so you know, they made their day. Some of the kids, I guess, are not coping or you know, adding further pressure to the home, but. You know, generally people understand. We gotta beat this whānau. We gotta beat this hara, this raru, and maintain the rahui. And so you know, I think we are seeing a little bit of family harm. You know, people under a little bit of pressure, so a little bit of family violence coming through. But ka kaha whānau, you know, be strong, stay calm. And you know, just breathe. If you need support around family harm, ring up the marae. Ring up at the marae on that marae number 297-2036. That's 297-2036. and we will get some support out to you. If you know, the last thing I want you to do is to get violent and to cause family harm whānau. So there is some support there. We will support you that in address. We will, you know, my staff will get under the skin. We'll actually have a real courageous conversation with you around what's going on in the whare and try and see if we can support you through those issues. If it means that we've got to take someone out of the whare and find them an alternative accommodation for a couple of days, we will. All right, we've got the context to make that happen. So kia ora whānau, hang in there around family harm stuff, family violence. It's not cool. It's not cool to do that kind of hara. So yeah, to be as patient as you can. Ring up if you need some support.
Kia ora. Do you think the marae will change the way they do things after COVID?
Oh, good question. Gee, and if I had the crystal ball, or that's like asking me what are the next week's lotto numbers. No, we definitely will change. I personally don't think this mate will go away. You know, when we go back into level 3 or even level 2 as a nation, we have to adapt and change. I think we're probably facing at least a COVID arrangement for the next 12 months. So as a clinic, as a marae, we've got to change and we've got to make that adaptation. So we're considering options at the moment around being a designated clinic. That's so we will still be dealing with swabbing and COVID-related symptoms for a long time yet. And so we as a clinic will need to adapt to that. I think there's the hygiene stuff that'll have to be around. You know, we can't just socialise like we used to do. You know, it means a few changes, but you know, yeah. So for the marae, we definitely will be changing, and we're planning some of that right now.
Cool. Has there been any benefits from the pandemic that you've noticed in the community?
Wow, that's an interesting question. Have there been any benefits to COVID or the pandemic? I think I'm really I really admire the way our whānau and our community have responded. You know, the data is telling us either that they haven't been tested, or the data is telling us that we are staying in our homes. On the whole, you know, you get the odd telling off by the police and all that kind of stuff, eh? But on the whole, I think that the stats for whānau Māori, our tangata Māori, the stats have been really awesome. So I've got to put my, you know, big ups, big kia ora to our whānau for staying in the home and staying true to the kaupapa at the moment, eh? And staying safe and staying in the homes and staying in lockdown. Because I know it's hard, eh? I've experienced it myself every day, but we're you know, we've got to do this whānau, and we can do this together, support each other, stay in lockdown until we get the big kia ora, go out and move into level 3 again, which I think will still be a little bit of separation, a little bit of distancing that'll be required. But yeah, now my big ups, my big community high five is to our whānau Māori for staying, for adhering to the rules. You know, I know a lot of our whānau don't like to adhere to the rules, eh? But no, you follow us. So kia ora, thank you, because you're helping us in helping each other. You're helping the marae. You're helping our mokopuna that are yet to be born by doing this mahi. So doing this this commitment to staying into lockdown. Kia ora.
What would you like to see more of to assist whānau?
So when the government sets up its, I guess, its business package to help all our businesses, I would like to see them equally support our whānau in a social package. If that means socially helping whānau move into more work, move into better incomes or better support whānau, because a lot of our whānau would have lost jobs. You know, they're not working at the moment. So what I'd like to see more of to assist our whānau is how to get back into jobs, get back into, I think the economy, the country needs to look at how we trade internally as opposed to overseas. And I think part of what we need to do as a country is to see what we can do, make sure that our whānau are getting equal access or better access to the jobs when they do become available, and that are supported socially as well. So yeah, I know the government are working on an economic package to bring business back, but I think they can't drop the ball and forget about our whānau that are struggling just as much, and how we trade and how we move the economy with our whānau is probably something that I'll be advocating for and looking to support. Yep.
Tēnā koutou. Ko te pātai whakamutunga tēnei. Do you have any suggestions for Paerangi going forward?
Well, I'm a little bit biased. I think Paerangi is the best thing that's happened in the whole of COVID. Actually, I think a platform where information can be shared, that is accessible by whānau haua and whānau alike, you know. So there's this platform of information, and I'm certainly backing it. I'd like to see Paerangi sustain itself long after this COVID hara, this COVID period, the pandemic period. I think it's an opportunity where we get information that is relevant to Māori, relevant to whānau haua, because if it's good for whānau, haua, it'd be good for Māori. And I want to see this platform really take off. And so to the team behind the scenes, really enhancing or developing Paerangi, I give you my 100% support and tautoko to making this thing work. And you know, it's up to us though to put that information on Paerangi. And one of the things I did suggest when we were in that planning design stage for Paerangi was that that you put our organisation up there, and if we're not doing a good job, you tell us. You know, get that feedback from whānau. If we're not tika, we're teka, well, you tell us. You know, that's what I'd like to know. You know, that's how we keep each other honest and keep each other, you know, keep our services at the level that it should be. You know, our vision statement for the marae is kia pukapu te pane kira tanga hei pau mo te whānau. We want to be a centre of excellence for our whānau, not a centre of average, not a centre of poor. It's a centre of excellence. So part of that is being able to accept criticism and be able to improve on what we do every day. So whānau, yeah, get in behind Paerangi. I think it's, yeah, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
Tēnā koe te matua. E mihi ana ki a koe me o kōrero rangatira, ko horahia I tēnei pō. Mihi hoki ki a koe wha Steph, te mātou nei Kairo tarota. Kāre mutunga mihi kia kōrua. Rea, tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou. Mihi.